Hi everyone, in the last session we have seen how to declare two-dimensional array and three-dimensional array, and also we have seen the memory representation of two-dimensional array and three-dimensional array. We also completed how to read the elements into two-dimensional array and how to print those elements. In today's session, we are going to write more programs using Visual Studio Code. Let us go to Visual Studio Code, go to the new file and name the file as matrix.c. I'm naming the file name as matrix.c. So in this program, what we are going to do is, we are going to read the elements into two-dimensional array and we are going to print those elements in a matrix form. So let us write the program to read the elements into two-dimensional array and print those elements in matrix form. Remember, the storage is only in contiguous memory locations. In two-dimensional array, the elements are not stored row by row, right? In a single row, all the elements are stored. I said that a two-dimensional array is nothing but array of arrays. A two-dimensional array is nothing but the collection of one-dimensional array. A three-dimensional array is the collection of two-dimensional arrays. So that is the basic concept. All the memory locations are reserved and all the memory locations occupy contiguous memory locations. Contiguous memory locations means location by location, sequential. So we are going to implement the program to read the elements into two-dimensional array which are stored in the sequential in a row, and we are going to retrieve those elements and we are going to print those elements row by row in a matrix form, row wise as well as column wise. That we are going to see. Hash include std io.h int main. So how many two-dimensional arrays we want to declare? Only one two-dimensional array. Declare the two-dimensional array. I'm taking any data type integer and you name any array name A, and here for convenience I'm taking the first dimension as 10 and second dimension is also 10. See here, the maximum size I'm taking is 10. Means the first dimension is 10 and second dimension is 10. So total how many memory locations are reserved? 100 memory locations are reserved. So 100 into 4 bytes, how much? 400 bytes of memory is reserved. You may or you may not utilize all the memory locations. If you are not going to utilize all the memory locations, then the memory is wasted. So we are not talking about the wastage of memory. The only thing is we are declaring an array with the maximum size, and you can enter the number of elements at runtime which are less than or equals to first dimension 10 or less than or equals to second dimension 10. Right now, after declaring the array, then what we are going to do is I'm going to read the order. Order means the number of the first two dimension and second one is the second dimension. For that, I'm writing integer m comma n. What is mn? M represents the value which is less than or equals to first dimension 10. N is the parameter which reads the value from the keyboard whose value is less than or equals to second dimension 10. The maximum value of m is 10 and the maximum value of n is also 10. So these are the two variables I have declared. Now after this, what you do is you say printf, enter the order of, or enter the values of m and n. See here, in mathematics terminology, mn represents the order of the matrix. But we are not talking about the matrix. We are reading the elements into two-dimensional array based on mn values. M value is less than or equals 10 and n also less than or equals to 10. Now here scanf %d double quotes close ampersand m comma ampersand n. See, every time we are not going to read 100 elements. So we are going to read the number of elements which depends on m and n values. After reading m and, what I'm saying is you say printf, enter the values, into two-dimensional array, 2D array, right? After this, so how to read the elements into two-dimensional array? So when we have two dimensions, again we need two for loops. So I'm going to use two for loops. So when we have two for loops, we have to declare two variables I comma j, that you remember. So here I'm saying for I equals to 0, I is less than. So here, after saying I equals to 0, and here instead of saying I is less than 10, better to say I is less than m. Next, I plus plus. After this, second for loop for j equals to 0 and j is less than n and j plus plus. Right after this, I'm writing scanf statement, ampersand, percentage d, double quotes close, comma, ampersand a of ij. A of ij. So this is the way of reading the elements. So in the previous class, I said that so second for loop comes under inner for loop and first for loop is the outer for loop. The scanf is executed, repeated mn times. Okay. So instead of writing two for loops one by one, you can also use opening brace here. Already I said in yesterday's class, and last here you say another closing brace. You can also say like this, or you can remove opening brace and closing brace. For understanding purpose, I have written opening brace and closing brace, but these are not required. Please remember this. Now, by using these three statements, we are reading the elements into two-dimensional array. How the elements are stored? In a row-wise manner. That means all the elements are stored sequentially. But we want to retrieve those elements and we want to print in a matrix form. First row, second row, okay, row and column wise. So how to print those elements in matrix form? Now here you write printf the elements. I'm writing the elements in matrix form and you write slash n. Here what I'm writing, again I'm using for loop for retrieving, for doing any modifications. Again we need two for loops for I equals to 0 and I is less than m, and you write I plus plus. After that I'm writing opening brace. Here opening brace is required. I will explain why. For j equals to 0 and j is less than n and j plus plus, here you write printf. I'm writing percentage d and after that slash t, and here I'm writing printf slash n and closing semicolon and closing brace. So here I have written one inner for loop in outer for loop. So in the inner for loop, I have written printf statement. It is going to write percentage d slash t, and here percentage d is the value of a of ij. Right? With this, we have completed the program. Return 0. This is the last statement, and finally you are writing closing brace. So this is the program. We will check whether there are any errors. Hash include. Okay, I'm saving the program. I'm going to check it whether there are any errors. Run it. So it is saying enter the value of mn. Simple, remember that mn, don't think it as an order of the matrix. We are not taking the term matrix into consideration. M represents the first dimension and n represents the second dimension value. Maximum m value 10 and maximum n value is 10. For example, I'm writing m value 5, means I'm taking the first dimension 5. Even though we have specified 10, the memory is wasted, but we are not using all the memory location. M value 5 and n value I'm taking, for example, 3. N value 3, 5, 3. 5, 3 means out of 100 memory locations, we are going to use only 15 memory locations, right? Now, after entering the values of m and n, it is asking enter the values into two-dimensional. How many elements you have to enter? 15 elements. For example, I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have entered 15 elements. Once I press enter, what happened? Those elements are read and stored in a single row. But I want to print those elements by retrieving them, and I have to print in a matrix form. Now, once you press enter, the elements are printed in matrix form. So m value I have given 5, n value I have given 3, means how many rows? 5 rows and 3 columns. Like that it is going to print, you see. If you see this, the elements in matrix form, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is the method or the program which reads the elements into two-dimensional array, and it is printing those elements in a matrix form, right? So in the next in the coming classes, we are going to see how to add two matrices, how to multiply two matrices, how to find out the trace of the matrix, and how to find the transpose. We will write more number of programs. But how to write this program? Don't buttify the program. So try to implement your own logic. Depending upon the logic, try to implement the program. So this is a program which reads the elements and it prints the elements in matrix form. See, here what I'm going to do is, we are printing the matrix in the elements in matrix form. After printing the elements in matrix form, I want to find out the rows sum as well as column sum. How to find out? See, I'm going to change the same program to find out the rows sum and column sum. Okay, first I want to print the elements in matrix form. Okay, I'm keeping as this, but after printing these elements, I want to print the row sum and matrix so column sum. How to find out? So for that, you do one thing. I want a variable. The variable I'm taking is sum. You take sum equals to 0, sum equals to 0. I'm changing the same program instead of writing the new program here. So here, what I'm going to do is first printf. Here you write row total, a row total. I can say row total, a row sum, and you write slash n. And now here I'm writing for what you do is I equals to 0 and I is less than m, I plus plus, right? Now you write another for loop for j equals to 0 and j is less than n, j plus plus, j plus plus. Next you write opening brace. Here you write sum equals to sum plus a of ij. Sum equals to sum plus a of ij. Sum equals to sum plus a of ij. Okay, when we have only one statement, no need of writing opening brace and closing brace. Okay, but here I'm writing this printf percentage d double quotes close comma. Here I'm printing sum, right? After the for loop, I'm printing the sum, and here I'm initializing sum equals to 0. I will explain each and everything. Just I'm writing the code. Once the execution completed, we will see the execution part. Now after this, just I'm going to copy the same code, and you see Control C, and here you write Control V. Now here I'm going to say column total, column total, column total. Now here you do one thing. Instead of saying I equals to 0, now you start from j equals to 0, and here change the values. J is less than n, Here you say I equals to 0, I'm changing the values. I equals to 0, and here you say I is less than n, m, I less than m I plus plus. Okay, here you keep sum equals to sum plus a of ij as it is. Now print a percentage sum. This is you keep as it is. We will see whether there are any errors. Control S. Check it whether there are any errors. There are no errors. See, it is asking enter the value of m1. Just like previous example, I am using 5, 3. Enter the elements. Same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. First, after reading this 15, it prints in matrix form, row wise and column wise, and it is going to print the column sum as well as row sum. Enter. Okay, something is going on, so we will see what's the problem here. You will see the program. Here you see this is the program, and this is the row total, and this is column total. Right, we will execute this program. Once Control S, and you say mn values, you take any mn values. For example, just I have taken 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now it prints the elements in matrix form. You see here, we have printed the elements in matrix form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see here 1, 2, 3. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here it is printing row total 1, 2, 3, 6. Second row 15. Third row 24. Third row means 7, 8, 15 plus 9, 24. This is fourth row. This is 42 is the fifth row sum. Column to 3 columns, right? Column sum, first column sum 35, second column sum 40, next one is 45. This is the way to print the sum of row sum as well as column sum individually. So how the program is executed? Just execution starts from the main. Okay, we are reading the mn values, we are reading into two-dimensional array. Okay, now here I equals to 0, I less than m. So next second for loop, and here it prints the elements in matrix form. Okay, row total. So in row total, what happened? So first we are taking I equals to 0 and 0 is less than m value 5. Next go to j equals 0, and we are calculating sum, right? After calculating the sum, we are coming out of the inner for loop, and here we are printing the sum, first row sum. After printing the first row sum, I have to find out the second row sum, right? So instead of taking separate sum variable for the second row, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse the same sum variable, and we are saying that sum equals to 0. Once you printed the first row sum, here we are making it as sum equals to 0. Next it goes to outer for loop, and it is going to take the second row, and it is going to find out the sum of the second row, and after printing sum, again we are getting sum equals to 0. So like that we are going on printing the sum of individual rows. So same logic we are using for printing the column sum. So in the column sum, what happened? Just I have taken first j equals 0. I have changed the order, but initially inside just don't change sum equals to sum plus a of ji. You write as the sum equals to only sum plus a of ij. Here it is going to find out the sum of columns, and it is going to print the sum. That is the difference. So this is the program which prints the row sum as well as the column sum. So we will see more programs in the next class. Thank you for watching.